Hey, what's up YouTube? Goratha here. I'm giving you guys a quick update on my day 2 Saboteur Rolling Magma Mine character and how it went and some of the issues people have been having, and I'll walk you guys through some solutions and also some things to keep in mind, as well as some crafting and some new items that have been added. Let's get into it. Now, I would first start off by saying that I believe a lot of people are having issues with phys attacks and LE attacks, so I'm recommending that you drop Kongmings. Dropping Kongmings early until you have good evasion from Light Coil or Necrotic Armor should help a lot. Kongmings is very strong, don't get me wrong, it's insane for what it does. But unfortunately, I believe spells aren't really the issue here. Suppression is kind of handling that. Most people are having issues with attacks. So there's two options here. Evasion or Evasion ES slash pure offensive shield. Now, Evasion Shield or Evasion ES Shield will help you a lot because of Ghost Shrouds, and you'll be a lot tankier. However, you could also go the other way and use a pure ES shield with +1 fire, spell damage, just big damage. Now, if monsters are dead, they're not doing damage, so that's an option as well. ES is also pretty good. Probably not going to get more ES than Kongmings, though. That is an option too. If you're dying a lot and you feel like you just are getting hit too much, I would probably recommend going for a Supreme Spike Shield. You can get Spell Crit on that as well and get high ES evasion. So it could be a nice hybrid in between that. Something to keep in mind. Later on, once you have your defenses sorted out, Kongmings is really good on some things, especially endgame. But right now, I'm recommending the Kongmings is dropped early-ish. Okay, so what else? Endurance charges. Most people are not using Enduring Cry probably, or they're not getting Endurance charges on the rings or amulet. Now, Endurance charges are insane. You should be getting Endurance charges if you can. Like, whenever I get into a melee range of like a syndicate mob, I press Enduring Cry. Whenever I think it's a scary situation, I'm next to a bunch of rares or like a boss or something, I press Enduring Cry. Now, I recommend you either do that or you just get you get the ring and anoint and get some Endurance charges. They will help a lot. Definitely do not underestimate Endurance charges. Okay, so what else? Make sure you have the right pantheons. Tukahama and Solaris are both major defensive boosts to the character. Most people probably underestimate pantheons. These help a lot for the character. Tukahama gives you Fizz mitigation when you're standing still. Basically, whenever you're doing damage, you're getting hit, you're taking less Fizz damage. It also gives regen. Make sure you have that. Solaris is really good with Saboteur. It scales additively with Bomb Specialist. We have 50% chance to take 50% less area damage from hits. There's a lot of area damage attacks in the game and spells, so this is massive. It's not super consistent, but sometimes you'll just tank like a big boss slam and not die. That's what's happening here. Like Hunger, Shaper Slam. You'll survive a lot of things you otherwise should not survive, and you'll take a lot less damage on average from attacks and area damage and stuff. Make sure you have this. Okay, moving on. So, Mercenary gear. Lots of people have been asking me what I'm running on my Mercenary. I'm not going to say this is the best setup of all time or anything. I'm playing SF Hardcore. These are some ideas I've had. I'll go through some of the items. First item is Purple Toe. Purple Toe is an amulet that gives you lucky damage with hits. This is pretty good, honestly. This will help out a little bit with the Mercenary giving monsters more HP. I think generally your Mercenary probably is not adding more damage than it's giving monsters HP, but it has a lot of utility, and I think it can eventually, with good gear, actually give you more damage than you're losing. So that's one item. Purple Star is really good for lucky hits. Pretty common too, honestly. I found one myself already in SF Hardcore. I've been spamming Riker and Transportation. He drops a ton of unique items. Syndicate seems really good. Second off, I'm running a Flammability Ring from Delve. These are really common. You go into Delve, you look for fire items, you get a Flammability Ring. It's like 50% chance from a fire item node. They're very common. You should get one. Now, you want to run a Dodre's Damning with this. This will give you +1 curse. Now, the Mercenary isn't casting more than 1 curse, but this will allow you to use your Sniper's Mark still. So Mercenary is giving Flammability, you're giving Sniper's Mark on single target, you have 2 curses. This is pretty huge. Pyroshock. This is something that will probably help you a lot if you're using the Templar, especially with the Absolution ability. He shocks like the entire screen. Also, the Wander is pretty good for this spell. If you have the Wander, you can get Stormfire and do lightning and fire damage. Now you're converting some of the enemies' phase damage into LE. This is massive. This is insane. This is almost always up with the shock from Templar, and I'm guessing the KB guy is also very strong for this. Chroma's Binding is another option. Chroma's Binding will just be nearby. I'm not sure how consistent this is, because your Mercenary is not always nearby. If you're really good with using the Mercenary Convocate, this will be pretty solid. I don't have this yet, so I'm using the other one. Definitely an option as well. Crown of the Tyrant. This is not really that cheap, probably. Also, it's kind of rare. You have to find Ul and Kill Ul. This will be best in slot, probably, though. 100 flat fire damage, enemy res, -10. This is really good. Not much to say. Probably best in slot. Right now I'm using Amatua for my Mercenaries offhand. This gives him more aura effect. He has Zealotry, and I'm just getting more aura effect from that, so this is giving me more spell damage, basically. There might be a better option. I just haven't seen it yet, and I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe we'll find some OP setup that I'm not aware of. Right now my weapon slot is kind of weird. I don't think this is best, but this is what I'm using. I'm using a Singularity, and it gives it Hinder nearby enemies. I mean, reduce movement speed for nearby enemies. Can't be that bad. Apparently what I'm doing. There's probably something better. Again. Cloak of the Talmor. This is a pretty rare item I found randomly. It drops off Syndicate. It makes his minions blind, and he also, whenever he kills a monster, he IDs magic items. This is kind of cool. I'm sure there's something better than this, like Garb or the Ephemeral, for example, would be way better. This drops off of Cortex. This item is potentially super expensive, though, because it gives you a bunch of huge boosts here. Like, nearby eyes can't be slowed, and nearby enemies can't deal critical strikes. This is pretty solid. Last but not least, the glove slot. A couple interesting ideas here. I haven't actually tried any of these yet. There is Vixens with a double curse setup. So you have triple curse instead. Vixens is +1. You corrupt this for LE weakness. Your Mercenary is applying LE weakness and flammability. That's pretty insane. Could be really good. You have to corrupt with Vixens though, so good luck with that. Breast Sealer. I haven't actually seen anyone talk about these. These they spawn like an ad whenever your Mercenary kills a thing, which can have auras on it. It steals like rare monster auras basically, and it gives all res, which is really important, by the way. You want to cap your Mercenary's res. All these items are good and all, but if your Mercenary's not capped res, he's gonna die a lot. So keep that in mind. This item can be anointed as well, so you can put like random aura nodes on him or whatever. Might be a really OP anoint that I'm not thinking of, like Whistles of Doom, for example. You could do that too, maybe. And run double curse rings. Yeah, I mean, something to keep in mind. They're pretty good to me. I haven't seen anyone talk about them, but yep. There's also the Surge Binders. I'm not sure if these are good or not, but he gets still charges from enemies, which makes it safer for you and also makes him stronger. Sounds good to me. Haven't tried it yet though. Yeah, those are my ideas for the Mercenary gear. Right now I'm using the Templar guy still. He's OP. He gets Zealotry, he gets Battle Mage Cry, which gets crit. He has minions. He shocks. He's good. He's OP. I want to talk about the new belt, Archon's Tools. Archon's Tools drops off one of the new pinnacles. It gives insane effects. It gives 25% Mind Throw speed, Reservation. It gives Skitterbots 75%, up to 75% increased effect of ailments, which is wild. They shock and chill way better. It also makes your Skitterbots scorch too. So you have like -17 res to nearby enemies. It's insane. It does have one downside. You get your Skitterbot effects on yourself as well. So like you get shocked, you get chilled, you get scorched. Now, that's actually not that hard to mitigate. You're already immune to shock. You can't be chilled if you get the boot craft. And Scorch is just minus res, so technically you can be Scorched and just overcap your res and be fine. Yeah. You can also go for Ailment Immunity and drop Pyromaniac and go for Demolition Specialist instead. This will give you more damage. I don't like the idea of losing regen personally, but that is more damage and it is an option. What else? How to craft clusters. So I found my clusters already in SSF because I did some Delirium strat. Basically permanent Delirium equals OP cluster drops. You spam T1 maps, you drop like 15 clusters a map. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. Basically, I got my cluster already. I rolled them. They're pretty easy to roll. The medium clusters, at least. Reforged crit from Harvest, you'll probably get it in a couple tries. Very, very common. You're getting one mod guaranteed, and then the other mod is like pretty common, so those are a joke to roll. Large clusters. These are way more annoying. I would recommend just getting a 3 passive setup if you don't have that much currency. Just go for any 3 passive just to put the mediums in. Cremator is really good though. Cremator gives you the explosions, like your enemies are destroyed, so they're not DDing, no after death effect. This is massive. Go for Cremator if you can. Fossils are probably the best, but also the most annoying to farm. I mean, I would honestly just throw whatever you have at it. At least that's what I'm doing in SSF. Eventually you get 3 passive, and that's what you're looking for. Any random 3 passive with Cremator, basically. Because that card is obviously ideal, though, so... yeah, I mean, you can look at Craft of Exile. The large clusters are just a bit annoying to roll. Anyways, that's everything I want to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A little bit longer than I expected it to be. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys next time.